One of the most significant monuments to the Roden family. It's where my father and his brothers were born and raised, shared memories, and developed into the successful men that they are today. The value of this neighborhood was then passed down to me, my little brother, and my older cousins, and presently to my younger cousins. It was in this neighborhood where I learned some life lessons that shaped my character and evolved my personality to who I am. The people, places, and events left me with memories I will never forget, starting with the church 2 houses down, where I first experienced my practice of my religion. It was in this church where I entered my first singing competition and had my first encounter with courage, to sing in front of a huge crowd. The memories and appreciation for this place continued, where I learned that family isn't always blood. Miss Linda lived next door to us, and she was always that extra set of eyes on us when Grandma and Grandpa weren't always looking. And she always took it upon herself, out of the goodness of her heart, to take care of us. My understanding of family sticking together was discovered when my cousins and I got into a feud with the Rodriguez family from across the street. Every week was a constant war on which one of us really ran the block. It was with this that I felt the closest to my cousins, where I learned the strength of my family. The neighborhood wasn't perfect, where there was an old abandoned house next door that was scary and pretty dangerous for us to go into. However, since we couldn't play in there, we learned the use of creativity and created made up scary stories about who lived in the house and creepy things that we thought happened there. The neighborhood as a whole impacted each and every one of us in millions of different ways. Nonetheless, one of the most significant parts of this process was my grandparents' house, 33 West Dean Street. It was in this house where impressions were constructed, minor to big scars were left, and a lifetime of memories were made. One of my favorite memories was the afternoon I spent with my grandfather learning how to cook, and after almost burning my hand off, he said to me, "You have to learn to have patience, baby." It was here that I learned to truly appreciate my grandfather and everything that he does, and that every time he spoke, he tried to give me a life lesson. It was in this yard that I rode my first bike, raised my own garden learning responsibility, broke my arm, and discovered my strengths and weaknesses as an individual. It was in this house, in this neighborhood, where years of Thanksgiving were spent, where I acquired relationships with family and friends that that delivered my true definition of family. The years of my childhood spent here branded me into the person that stands here today. 33 West Dean Street and the countless amount of lessons learned helped me to realize that sometimes it truly does take a village to raise a child. It was the bonds and the life-changing lessons that molded me to have such a strong character and my passionate understanding for